Hello, blade lovers. This old sword's back with you once again. And here is a review I had not expected to do. This knife came to me quite by accident. I had ordered one thing and gotten another, but before it goes back, I figured, well, let's show it to you. Why not? I've got it. May as well do a video. So this is the Damned Designs Wraith, W-R-A-I-T-H, Wraith, and it's a little smaller than your usual 3.5 inch Damned Designs knives. However, has pretty much the same handle, maybe a little different contour. We'll take a look at kind of a standard handled Damned Designs knife. Lately, we're seeing a lot of heavy stonewash. We're seeing 14C 28N, which I believe this one is. Yes, it is. Sandvik. It has an interesting shape to it, a little bit banana-like, you know. I don't know. Has kind of that downturn point, which does make the point more effective for utility. This one was a white handle. I'd actually ordered the Brahma, and I hope to get the Brahma in, which is a little more to my design likings. This one being, you know, again, got kind of that, if we look at the axis of the handle here, we can see there's a definite down tilt to the blade. Once again, with that belly and with that point, that can be quite useful for utility purposes. I like a knife that's good for utility but also good for self-protection, so I like to see the line of that point come out to about there rather than drop down. Just helps me a bit in the way I maneuver the knife. Nested liners here and a clip that is, I believe, steel. Yep. Some of these come through when they're in titanium handles with titanium clips. That also has a steel, what would you call it, block that takes up the space so that we can switch that clip over to the other side, which is quite nice for you lefties. The action of the knife is very smooth on bearings. Pretty close to drop shut. Although it's a little shorter blade, it doesn't have the weight to really fall shut. But look at, we've got plenty of thickness out to the point, and why not measure it up? Overall, we've got 7 3/4, not too bad, and about 3 1/8, and 3 1/4 cutting edge. Going over to the calipers here. 0.55 handle width. Leave it in inches for a moment. 0.15 blade thickness, which turns out to be 3.9 millimeters. And a weight of under 5 ounces, 4.88, we'll call that. So standard Damned Design sort of handle configuration. Let's take a look at the yokai, also with a white micarta handle. Actually, a little bit more ivory on the yokai, unless that's darkened over time or being in the box. It might have a little bit of yellowing there. That will happen with your white micartas, and they are great candidates for the die pot, by the way, as you may or may not know. You can see we've got about 3/4 of an inch longer handle on the yokai, having a full-size handle. And if we get this point of the handle even, it's slightly longer. So we are talking like, what are we talking with this one? Probably 3.5 inches. No, 3 1/4 to there, 3.5 to there. I don't think it's really fair with these handle designs to measure it to there, but that's where I do measure it. Beautiful thumb ramp on the yokai, and just kind of a continuation there of the handle with the Wraith. Yet both have excellent, really excellent jimping. Well designed and thought out, and a comfortable handle. Very, very neutral, even with a little bit of that downturn to both the handle and the blade. You can see on the yokai that the axis of the handle pretty much meets the point. So when we're holding it here, that point is straight out for these style maneuvers. And still got that secondary point with the yokai as far as utility utilization. Let's put the yokai away and see how the Wraith compares with the Griptilian. It's a little taller knife, and the Griptilian's actually close to half an inch longer. So when we bring in the Ontario Rat 1, we are definitely talking, inch and an eighth, inch and a quarter longer overall, and about 3/4 of an inch longer blade. So interesting, kind of slightly oddball little knife as far as the blades I've collected from Damn Designs, and I've got a few. Been getting a bunch in the titanium handles, which are really nice and stonewashed and match the blades. And you can get those in both the Sandvik, and some are 154 CM and some are S35 VN, the top of the line, around $160 or so. These are going for $60 at White Mountain. Less 10% with Old Sword for your discount code, and you've got about a $54 knife. Not bad. Excuse me, and they're amongst some of the best budget knives out there these days, and Petrified Fish being another brand. These are a little more robust than most, certainly a little more heavy duty than, say, Civivis and Sencuts for the most part. Deep carry clips with those screws that hide below the surface so nicely. Same thing's going to happen when you switch it to the left. And they're using that stonewash all the way through, which means you're going to use these knives and they're not going to show it that much because they've just got that sort of worn look to them already. The hexagonal pivots, pretty much standard on all the Damn Designs knives. Got a very shallow swedge there, very thin flat, and a very high flat grind, and the edges seem to come through pretty sharp. We got a moment to do a little bit of test cutting. Let's see what happens. Coming back at you. Here we go. Oh yeah. Well, you do have to slice. As you can see, it's usually my technique that fails and not the knife. So yeah, comes through with a very good working edge, I would say. And once again, that's the Damn Designs Wraith. It might be something you're interested in for kind of heavy use utility knife, budget friendly, around the $50 mark with discount. Let me know what you think. And don't forget to give this video a like, as well as subscribe. See you soon.